Who doesn't want to do that? Shouting for the Lone Stars banner. Liberia is on the rising. Good afternoon to you. This is State of the Nation, as I said, is also online and on air. Along this production, I shall give you some of the reasons why the government of the Republic of Liberia, Honor George, we have lost the public relation or the propaganda as claimed or announced by the Minister of Finance Development Planning. Yes, at MICAT, he said the government lost the propaganda war. What are some of the reasons? I told you I am a powerhouse. I analyze. I gave you information, cogent information that you don't have to say the people say. Say Christopher Selly on State of the Nation says. I don't know whether you are aware that the Rabat International Airport's what do I say? Yeah, my goodness. The Rabat International Airport yearning for stable electricity has been put into oblivion. Is a failure right now as we speak. The LEC transformer intended to supply the Rabat International Airport stable electricity has gotten fire and burned down almost everything installed. That the light should have just been turned on by the outgoing president under a week. Just in a week's time, fire got to the transformer and burned down everything installed, provided by the government of Liberia and donor countries. So, as we speak, Rabat International Airport will have to live on its generator to supply electricity on the runway and in the buildings. We will come up with that. We got all the facts. Also coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we will talk to a Liberian living in Texas, Kenneth Phillips, who is an energy expert. He got solution to Liberia's electricity problem. Hey, MTN, start sending me text message telling me where to go buy LEC token. I don't have electricity in Buroville. I don't. I'm producing my own electricity. Come on, man. Stop doing that. And who cares? Nobody cares. And you think when you have stable electricity at your home and then the rest of Liberia is cool. Yes, that's why you want to tell us. I beg you, yeah. My late cousin, Kolbaja, used to say, I fear you, yeah. What's wrong with you? These are much more coming up this afternoon on State of the Nation. War of worries between Amara Conan. 2 ministers of finance, one former, one current. In fact, I'm hearing that one was dismissed from the World Bank for ineptitude, even though that person was, after completing his tenure, was hired as a guest lecturer at prestigious Harvard University. Hey, Liberia, come on. Let me just hold you there and I'll make it topical. And you're going to enjoy this one. I'm here alone. Magdalene is in the central city of Banga, Bon County. She tells me she's there on a research about women's participation in media and politics. She's doing a documentary. I will talk to her later. But first, Liberia #1 GSM company, Orange, unspeakably is the #1. And here we go.
Fast-speed internet and followable data pack. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run 9 to 40 for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the faster speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Honestly, we don't worry about things that cannot connection at all. There's a package for me. There's a package for you. There's a package for everyone. Small dollar set. I can reach out my West Macquarie and enjoy with confidence.
To activate, dial *888# or subscribe via My Orange app. $1 gives you 50 minutes on net calls and 5 minutes off net calls, or the same dollar gives you 500 megabytes of data. Valid 24 hours. Enjoy using the best mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Visit our website, www.orange.com.lr, or call 111 for more information. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Man, life just got so much better for me, man.
Wow.
What happened? I now have the choice to do anything I want to do in one bolo. My man speaking in Paul, telling the thing simple English. Orange are greater, a bigger, a better, all in one bolo for everyone. I can get data, local call, international calls, SMS, everything in one bolo, my man. This is something too good to be true. My man, the thing is indeed really come true.
A bundle that has more boosts. Orange Fusion Bundle. Enjoy a mixture of unlimited calls, unlimited SMS, and up to 52,000 megabytes of data from 50 cents to $50 for daily, weekly, and monthly packages. Dial *888# to subscribe. Visit our website on www.orange.com.lr or call 111 for more details. It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Let's get it, shall come in what they had in my hand. No correct. How was it in my city sauna? I saw the next episode. I listened to what you with the one that we are for your house.
Sure. Just my women with Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. I heard it on the radio. They make an announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home. More possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all life problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates. With solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
How are you and the family?
Not too okay, man.
Hey, Dennis, how are you and the family?
Not too okay, man.
What's wrong, bro?
Since my lady and I got back home, we have been sick and tired of just being home all day, seeing the same people and having the same conversation over and over.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that, bro. But haven't you heard about Single Palace weekend getaway for two for just $300 United States dollars?
No, what is it? Tell me more.
Okay, so Single Palace says you and that special person can check in on Friday evening and have dinner, and then on Saturday you are open to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also on Sundays you can have breakfast and lunch before you check out, all in that same amount.
That's the therapy I need right now. Give me the location quick.
Single Palace is located right on the Tubman Boulevard, Congo Town. For more info, you can contact Single Palace on their social media pages, on Facebook at Single Palace and on Instagram at Single Palace. Better still, you can call the following numbers: 0777-300085 or 0555-750085.
Sweetheart, stop packing our overnight bed right now. Single Palace, here we come.
Welcome to the true meaning of hospitality.
You know, on yesterday, as ambassador of Single Palace, I took time up in my exclusive suite to rest myself and listen to the gossips of the town. And man, the young ladies just kept bringing me food upon food, man. Room order, man. Room service. as it is called. I had to tell them, well, I can't do this all the time. I'm one eye alone. Come on, man. But it is a different ambience of life at Cinco Palace. And trust me, David Koti told me that he would have gone there. And I told him, no, it's not on my account. He said he wanted to pay money to go there to eat. He asked for Liberian dishes. I said, well, they're there in abundance. Liberian dishes, palm butter, cassava leaf, fuel leaf, tabagi, fufu, domboy, and the rest. The list goes on and on. It is all a Cinco Palace. No one does it better than Cinco Palace because it's Liberian owned. Man, come on, don't tell me an Asian will come and cook tabagi for you. No, it's impossible. Jacobson calling you there in Bangabong County. I'm sure you're on your way to Monrovia from Vonjama. Good afternoon to all of you. Tamale Omalu, good afternoon. You're there at the Baptist Seminary. Sky Kamara, good afternoon. Where are you joining us from? From Firestone, Liberia. Thank you so much for joining us. What's about you, Harris C. Modba? You're watching us also from Kaufi community. Jacobson, as I said, you are in Bangabong County. Currently, you headed towards Monrovia from Vonjama. And by the way, those of you who are headed towards Vonjama, I advise you to buy a cold gear because temperature keeps dropping as low as 12 degrees Celsius. You have to. It's freaking cold in Vonjama, in Lofa County, and as well as Yekipa. You have to buy a cool gear before you have yourself a wonderful time there, or else you will remain indoors until the sun can splash out during the midday hours. That is just an advice for you. God bless Truth FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm talking about James Boya. Good afternoon, my dear brother. How are you? Edmond Sibo. Austin Tapia, how are you, Austin? Good to see you on. Harris Gatte, I am honored to have you from Johnsonville City. Eman Hammer, as usual, he's the ambassador extraordinary plenipotentiary, carrying the good news for this platform, having taken over David Koti, who was dethroned or recalled to the capital for reassignment, and until that assignment account, he will remain as it is. Jacob Bolokon, how are you? Usual Edwin Lombe Jr. Good afternoon, Buzz. I'm following from Kakata, Magibi County. Scala Beria is also following. Then where we are, Aloysius Peter Flomo Jr. You're following from Unification City, Lower Mangibi County. My name is Koluba. I'm here up to 5 o'clock, and I will tell you all that's happening in our country. Also, part of this broadcast is an update from the inaugural committee. Already, constitutionally, is January 22. Where is the venue? Not at the SKD Sports Complex. It is at the Capitol building ground. Like in the United States, the street running straight to the Capitol building and passes through the White House or by the White House, Pennsylvania Street. For us, it is the Capitol bypass passing through or passing by the Capitol building where we will have the president-elect take oath of office. I, Joseph Yaman Boakai, at 79 years old. Man, come on, man. Liberia is moving. As a matter of fact, George Weah has just won Best Politician of the Year. I will give you detail about it. Best Politician of the Year. And that is what his party how do you call them? Exuberance don't want to hear. Why did he concede? Yes, he conceded because he knew that the remaining votes would not have overturned the 20,000 plus that Boakai was ahead of. Man, for your own enjoyment, you think we should sit and sit in what we should sit and start marveling about what happened to Liberia? No, Mr. President, man, come on, keep winning your laureate. Let us sit here and threaten the peace. The only difference between us and the other people is that we positively engage them, let them keep throwing insult. Joe Biden has met over 12 influential politicians in Washington, the boiling point of world body politics in Washington, D.C., influential, courtesy to Amara Conner, Senator-elect, Buffalo County. You think we're playing fun here? Liberia is bigger than any other person. Any other person in Liberia is bigger than it. Eh? So we'll take a break to be right back. That is, as usual, it has to be Orange Liberia.
Fast-speed internet and forever data pack. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run 9 to 40 for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange. Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution gives the power to the people to remove existing lawmakers and replace them with new ones where they see it fit. Now, the people's power has been demonstrated by electing their respective representative to the legislature. These lawmakers are entitled to at least 15 office staff members, both at the capital and their electoral district or counties. A strong lawmaker, however, depends on a trained, informed, and organized office staff. The Advanced Medium Consultancy announces a 3-day-long legislative staff training for incoming legislative staff members. The training covers basic legislative office management, research, record taking, website administration, draft communication, and consultancy visit planning. Dear lawmakers, send your incoming staffers for the 3-day-long training that will eventually make representation easier with effective office. Try us today and let your constituents tell you thank you later.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country, your country.
It's a 3-day legislative staff training workshop under the auspices of the Advanced Medium Consultancy. Congratulations to all 15 senators and secretary representatives. Go and serve with pride, dignity, and integrity. The re-election in 2009 begins right now. Take advantage. For more information, call 0775 144-278 or 0777-2553-819. President Thunder once said, live with people as if tomorrow were elections. Don't miss this opportunity.
Always say this, be true to what you said on paper.
Yes, that is coming up now. The date is set January 16, 15. I have to call Madeline to brief in on the date, but everything is set now for that training. And you wouldn't let your office staff to go to that place completely blindfolded. As a result of that, man, the first 3 months, your constituents will begin to question you. Well, I thought you told us this is what would have happened. And unless you can have a trained office staff, man, you are headed for trouble. Why can't we do the job for you? The Advanced Media Consultancy that is coming up. Also, a 3-week, 5 weeks, 5 weeks intensive media training not workshop, but training is coming up, and young people are signing up to it. It begins December 28 and will end in February 28. As a matter of fact, the graduating seniors of the Musa Belede School of Professional Journalism Please check it in your inbox. We are giving you information leading to the February graduation of our second class. That's coming up. So let's take a musical break to be read by. When we come, we go strictly into today's discussion. This is Prison Break. How many of you have received a text message from your girlfriend or your boyfriend that they are leaving you because you're not forthcoming? How many of you? Well, isn't that a prison break for you? Just listen. Come on, dance with the broken heart. And who cares, man? I got my darling. Where are you? Couple more Marcelli, man. And I can brag. That woman is up to the tax. Hey, good afternoon to you from the fingertips of DJ Crucifizo. Okay, that's sorry. That's Aboshi from Ghana. What a wonderful way. You know, interestingly, there is an epic scenario on social media, Facebook to be specific, that is keeping the guys or the Eve gender away or the Adam gender away from asking for. Well, as a matter of fact, the two genders, Eve and Adam, which one usually ask for or for Christmas? Which one? Okay. So I got my guys already on the line. Akina R. Phillips, he's there in Texas, USA. Akina, just listen to the. As a matter of fact, no, the Eve gender that is widely believed to be the one always asking for Christmas, they're not asking because of an epic scenario on social media. That is Lopu and Kema love affairs with an individual a wedding that went crazy, and that's it. So the women are taking deep into it, and they're not asking for Christmas. Yeah, so at least we should give the honor to the young man who decided to plunge himself into the wahala that usually attached to this social thing. Yeah, Akina, you want to reduce the volume?
My volume on my side is too high.
Yeah, so I am getting a feedback, but you're
getting the feedback. Okay. 1 minute. Let me see if I can connect my. Just give me 1 minute here. Let me just see if I can connect my.
Okay, go on.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's better. It's better. Good. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. As we prepare to do this one, I have a music here queued for one of my ardent listeners, Viola Wayfield. You there? Your music is queued already. But we got on the serious business right here. Akina Phillips is a Liberian living in the United States, a prolific electrical engineer, an expert, and he tells me Liberia has an energy problem. How can we solve it? And I don't have to even ask Akina. I am a living witness that Liberia has a problem, an energy problem. Come on, for God's sake. The outgoing minister of finance said we are exporting electricity to Cote d'Ivoire. Meanwhile, one of the oldest cities in the suburb of Monrovia, Burrovia, is without electricity. Why should we brag about exporting electricity? The Robertson International Airport is currently without electricity or could not benefit from the national grid because just a few minutes ago, or a few hours ago, the LAC transformer erected to supply Robertson International Airport with constant electricity just got a fire and burned down everything that they had. These are much more a lineup. What is the risks if there are any in producing electricity to Liberia? As a matter of fact, as Wale said, the biggest or the most beautiful city in the world is electricity. Akina, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Christopher, for being on your show. Thank you so much to all of the listeners across the Republic of Liberia, those who can hear me. I'm sure most of them are not strangers to my voice. I've served as the senior policy advisor for the Robert Morris campaign in the just ended presidential elections in Liberia. And during that campaign, Mr. Morris, who ran as an independent on the ballot, we pushed, so effectively drove the topic and the issue of electricity being the foundation for Liberia. Because without that energy foundation that will be wide, deep, and high, we as a nation will not be able to establish ourselves in the Minor River Union, in ECOWAS, and across the African continent to industrialize our economy, to create jobs, provide opportunities, attract foreign investments, and most importantly, attract the diaspora Liberians from the US, Canada, and Europe back into this country to make meaningful contributions, to drive this country forward, and to elevate our quality of life, and most importantly, to maximize our natural resources from iron ore to aluminum, bauxite, timber resources, agricultural products, gold, diamond, whatever it is. We would not be able to maximize, industrialize those things to transform this country, this republic, into that glorious land of liberty that we all so much desire. So that's what brings me here today, to continue driving this and pushing this so that the incoming leadership will then be able to, I believe, rise to the understanding of how important, how vital electricity is to moving this country forward.
Okay, so that's good. And do you have Do you have any television on in the background?
Are you still getting feedback?
Yes. I don't know whether you have control over it to kill the volume.
Yes, I do. Give me once. I don't know why this feedback keeps happening. Okay, let me just see something. Maybe what I'll do is I'll cut off, I'll remove. Give me 1 second here, everybody. Let me see if I can go to settings and I'll remove the backdrop. Maybe the backdrop is the problem. Give me 1 second.
This station rules the nation. Get the best of news, views, and entertainment on Truth FM 96.1.
Are we clear to go?
Give me 1 second here. I'll just click on none, almost.
Rules the nation. This station rules the nation.
Okay, there
so
we go.
those of you,
I think you can hear me. I think you can hear me better now.
Crystal clear right now. Crystal clear right
Very
now.
good.
And sorry, you have to change your background. I love the background.
It's okay. It's okay.
The original background where you have towers carrying electric cables. Am I correct?
That was the high tension, as we would say,
Yeah, high
transmission.
tension. Yes.
Yeah, similar to Transco, similar to a Transco or LEC. Yeah,
unfortunately, you got to change your background. But here we go.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So academically, where is Mr. Phillips? Did you do electricity as a professional discipline?
Yes, I am a graduate of the University of Houston, Houston's university here in Houston, Texas. I specialize in electrical engineering, but my area of specialization was electrical power. So transmission, generation, transmission, and distribution of electric power across, basically how to do it, how to get it done. And then most importantly, we created models of how electricity, how energy can transform villages to towns and towns to cities and cities to mega cities just by the introduction of electricity and making sure that it attracts, because by its very nature, electricity attracts. So I have a long, deep, high background in this area, specializing in the area. And currently I do work in the industrial oil and gas production area here in Texas. I cover various oil and gas shale production areas where we do projects in medium voltage transmission from 12 kV all the way up to 15 and 35 kV, providing hardware and working with engineers to bring power to different production fields to get oil out of the ground and move, gas products across the U.S.
Okay, that's good. At least we have Liberians. 9 Liberians are in there in the world. And Green Dream, we expect something similar. Once the ground is not level, the brains will go away. But here we are. Mount Coffee, our largest source of electricity, still not supplying as little as Monrovia is, still not supplying the entire Monrovia. While other countries, Akko Somodime, supply as far as cross-border electricity supply. What do you know is the problem about Liberia? I mean, for God's sake, enough is enough. Liberians, yes.
Well, okay, so let's unpack the question that you just raised. You just raised. Okay, so fundamentally, okay, Chris, we as a country, we as a nation, one of the greatest challenges we've had over so many years is twofold. The first one is we did not make the proper investments in educating this country, the people, the leaders, about how important, how vital, how critical and electricity is for the industrialization and for the democratization process to create jobs, provide opportunities, the role that electricity must play and has to play. So you have an issue where people truly do not understand how important it is. That's why it's never looked at, considered, or even presented as a critical number one must-do priority in any leadership that comes into office. Number two, as a result of the lack of investing in education in terms of knowledge and understanding as to how important electricity is, we now have a deficiency in terms of people who can actually lead and direct in this area. So you mentioned Mount Coffee. So we came out of the conflict, right? So the first, after Judy Bryant, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Her Excellency, came into office. And then what happened in her first term? We had 3 cross-border grids while the Mount Coffee Dam was being rehabilitated through the MCC Compact. Okay, so we had 3 cross-border grids. One came in from Ganta, one came in through Grand Jita, and the other one came through Plebo. They were called the cross-border project for electricity, 35 kV grids coming from one of West Africa's largest energy exporters, which is La Côte d'Ivoire, that borders us. What did we do with those grids? What type of infrastructure were built on those grids to at least bring energy into the country? Again, you go back to problem number 1, the understanding of how important these 3 sources of energy was to the building, the stimulation of growth and opportunity within this country was not properly applied. So now fast forward, we get the Mount Coffee Dam back online. So Mount Coffee is a generation source, but at the same time, you got 3 grids that continue to provide power in Ganta, in Grand Jita, and in Plebo. So now here it is, Mount Coffee is online. And what happened? We put the cart before the horse. So while the dam was being rehabilitated, what project engineers will do, and proper electrical engineers who have the proper understanding of how important that generation source is to a depressed economy that's desperate for energy. We took our time having a party. We did not even build the distribution or the transmission grid to move the power from the hydro to all of the principal areas of the city. So what you're supposed to do... You said
we have party? We have party?
People fell asleep. People fell asleep because if they had, let's be honest. If they had built, because it didn't take 1 year to rehabilitate Mount Coffee. It didn't take 2 years. It took several years to get it. Because again, in the industry, when you order a 22 megawatt hydro turbine, it's not something that you can just order off the shelf, because engineers have to come and do all the specifications, the sizing, and everything that has to come along with that. So we were supposed to use that time to build out the transmission, to build out the distribution, to set in place all the substations, to all the different segments of loads across the city of Monrovia and across Montserrado County, and get power into our international gateway point, which is what? The Roberts International Airport. But we fell asleep. We completely fell asleep, Christopher. So the hydro came on. We had a lot of generation capacity, but we didn't have the transmission and distribution infrastructure to move the power. So what was the direct result? Look at the Millennium Challenge report from 2022. It's clearly written. That's why power theft became such a major issue, because people were so desperate for the energy. They understood the importance of this electricity, which was to create jobs, boom their business, maximize their investment to get a return on investment. So the consumers understood the importance of it, but the leadership missed the boat. They never understood it. They never got it. So as a result, the consumers had a higher demand than what the infrastructure was able to supply. And we just defined it as power theft. So again, it goes back to the fundamental issue that there's a lack of understanding. There's a lot of knowledge, but what good is knowledge when people don't even understand what they know? So that's why we find ourselves where we are today.
Okay, now that we've found the problem, you've identified the problem. Sorry, I'm not too versed in electricity. As a matter of fact, all I want to see, my bulbs are burning up and my appliances are working. That's all I want from electricity. Now you're a technician. What can we do? I was at the commissioning of the Mount Coffee plant by President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and when she switched on the computerized system, she made a statement that
Mhm.
we need a reservoir for Mount Coffee, and that reservoir was no other place but Via River flowing into from Lofa County. That is, during the rainy season or the dry season, where we can catch so much water and store it for the hydro plant during the rainy season, and dry season when Mount Coffee goes below capacity, then we supply. But these things are not working at all. These are just paperwork. Here we are, and let me put it this way again.
Mhm.
As big as Mount Coffee is, the last time I noticed Mount Coffee was supplying all the way to Tututa. As a child in Banga, I noticed that Tututa had electricity from Monrovia. Mount Coffee is improved to 88 megawatts. It cannot supply the entire Monrovia, at least to say supply surrounding cities. Where are the solutions?
Very good point. So let's pick apart the what you just brought up. So after Mount Coffee, so Mount Coffee is a hydropower dam. Let me just do some education here. So you've got 4 turbines there, 22 megawatts each. 22 times 4, you've got 88 megawatts capacity, right? Okay, capacity. That means, and then you have a reservoir behind the dam. So what we have there is we have a direct relationship in terms of water volume behind the dam, right? So if the water volume is at 100%, you can get what? You can get 100% capacity out of the hydro. Why? Because that water is enough to run all 4 turbines. When dry season comes and your water volume reduces, also your generating capacity out of the hydro also reduces. So what you then have to do is you then have to augment, right? You have to compensate. That's the technical term. You have to compensate for your losses. So that's why the cross-border infrastructure is there, right? And then we now have this magnificent engineering project that was done, funded by ADB and other European banks, called Transco CLSG. So Transco CLSG built a 225 to a 225 kV line that originates in Mont La Côte d'Ivoire. 5 substations in Liberia, 1 in Yekepa, 40 megawatts, 1 in Botota, 40 megawatts or 40 MVA. The 3rd substation is in Buchanan, 40 MVA. The 4th substation is sitting right in the Mount Coffee yard. It is 70 MVA, almost 75% of the capacity of the Mount Coffee dam is already sitting in the Mount Coffee yard. The last substation is in Robertsport, another 40 MVA. So let's do the numbers, Christopher. When you add up Yekepa and Botota, that's equivalent to 1 Mount Coffee dam. When you add up Buchanan and Robertsport, that's equal to 1 more Mount Coffee dam. And you add the one that's sitting in the Mount Coffee yard from Transco, that's a 70 megawatts. So you've got 275% capacity separate from Mount Coffee Dam, sitting already operational in Liberia. Now, let me blow your mind and blow the minds of the people who are listening. The Buchanan substation has been sitting on active, operational, with power flowing in Buchanan for over a year and a half. And guess what? The city is in darkness.
Hold on, Phillips. Hold on. I want you to repeat that. There is a
Transco CLSG
in Buchanan. Sitting there unused for over a year, but Buchanan
it's being used. Hang on. It's being used. It's being used, but not for the purpose of electrifying Buchanan.
Well, for what purpose?
Because the Transco network brings the power from La Côte d'Ivoire. 5 substations in Liberia. The line continues from Robertsport into Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone also has 5 substations, and the power continues into Guinea.
And guess what? I'm not cutting you off. Guess what? The one headed to Sierra Leone passes over my farm. I don't have electricity.
Very good. Yes, yeah. And your farm doesn't have light. Imagine
nothing.
That.
No wire, no cable dropping to the rural communities.
You know why? because the past government, the past leadership did not understand the importance of that electricity, so they never built the distribution.
You mean no
You
part?
got to-
Wait, Chief. When you say past leadership, you mean Ellen Johnson's leave, right?
No, the one that's about to walk off the stage.
No, but then you can say past. We haven't reached the 22nd of January.
What
say
point
the
of
current
corre-
leadership
the
or the
point of
outgoing.
correction? I stand
The
corrected.
outgoing,
The
yeah,
current
outgoing.
existing leadership that is about to walk off the stage
Okay.
did not understand the importance of electricity, did not understand the importance of distribution. So the power is sitting in Buchanan. Now let me explain this. Let me go deeper.
Okay.
Let me go deeper. So there's a thing in engineering, electrical engineering, we call synchronization, right? Where you integrate several different energy sources together to run together as one. So the Mount Coffee Dam with the 88 megawatts is synchronized to the Transco grid. So that means, what that means is that LEC can move power on that Transco grid to any one of those substations and distribute the power to any part of Liberia. But there's a condition that needs to be met. What is that condition? Liberia and its leadership must build the distribution grid that takes the power out of the Transco yard into Buchanan, into every city, into Riversess, into Cape Mount, into Bomi, into Bapolu. So the current leadership did not understand, again, the importance of distributing the power from Transco that will what? Power up all of the local economies in every county, stimulate job creation, attract foreign investment, and attract the Liberian diaspora that value over $5 billion that are eager to come home to invest to move this country forward. So we're sitting in the abundance of electricity, and the nation is dark. And the nation is dark.
We are sitting in an abundance of electricity.
Yeah,
I want
and
you
the
to
nation is
understand.
dark.
This is unbearable, Phillips.
I'm just the messenger. I'm just playing the Federal Express
I
lane.
know.
I bring the package.
This
and I
is
deliver the
unbearable.
package.
I'm speaking on behalf of the Liberian people. You there in Texas, you're enjoying uninterrupted electricity. I'm telling you, the descriptive analysis you just gave about our energy problem is unbearable. We got abundance of electricity, yet we are in darkness.
Yes, fundamental. And the amazing thing, what has happened is that under this this leadership, right? Okay, point of correction. Under this current leadership, they created a situation where they took one guy, they took one person, and they gave him three positions. They took one person and made him the chairman of the board. The same person is also the CEO. The same person is the managing director. So now just imagine, you got one guy. I mean, we go to church every Sunday, right? And all of us, we pray to the divine Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So here it is now. Liberia is the only country that has one guy who is the actual divine Trinity, who serves as the chairman of the board of LEC, serves as the managing director of LEC, and serves as the CEO. So where's the check?
You see, though you say you don't want to be political, and I want to add up, even though this one person of the Trinity and LEC has no Trinity in electricity at all.
This is my point. So this is my point. So you take something.
You don't want to name the person. I would name the person, Professor. My postgraduate lecturer, Money Captain, is the individual you are referring to.
And you take something so vital. If we all agree that electricity is so fundamentally vital, so fundamentally strategic, so fundamentally critical to the building, the prosperity of this nation, for it being the foundation of this nation, and you take the keys and you give it to a guy who can drive, let's just call a spade a spade. So what do you honestly expect the outcome to be? As great of a person as he is, what do you honestly expect the outcome to be? So here it is today. We have the abundance of electricity, but the nation is dark. But the nation is dark. So it's a fundamental failure of leadership. That's why it's so important. And what has happened over this time, Christopher, Liberian businesses, even the company you work for, Liberian businesses, Liberian investment, Liberian dreams, aspirations have been decimated over the past years. Because the reality is this, Christopher, you had economists in this country who truly believe that you could create jobs, stimulate economic growth, create opportunities, attract foreign investment and the diaspora to move this country forward in the absence of electricity. So explain that to me. How is that supposed to work? Whereby every industrialized nation today has energy, electricity as what? As its fundamental foundation upon which it is built. So we've spent all of this time trying to drive the car in the reverse gear. We've been looking through the windshield. Why do you think we keep falling in the ditch?
Instead of the view mirror,
instead of looking through the yeah. So this is why we are where we are. It's not because Liberians are lazy. It's not because Liberians don't have the wherewithal to work hard, and it's not because Liberians are corrupt. No, it's simply because the fundamental building block, which is electricity, was never put on the agenda, looked at, considered, understood, so that we could develop the policies to drive and move this nation forward. So if you are
you surprised that some of these policies have failed, especially in the subject matter we're discussing?
I'm not surprised. I'm just very, very disappointed, because it seems like we're like the children of Israel, sitting at one place, going in around and around for 40 years, and nobody even recognizes that we're at the same place. Because I mean, if you truly understand, I mean, let me prove a point to you. Let me prove a point to you, Christopher, to everyone listening. Right now, Liberia has over 20,000 electrical engineers sitting, listening to this program, unemployed, and doing everything else other than electrical engineering. And we continue saying that we don't have capacity. And where are these 20,000 engineers from? If you consider Judy Bryan was in office for 2 years, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was in office for 12 years, and the current government's for 6 years. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 2, that's 20. How
20 years.
How many graduations have
20 wasted years? 20 wasted years.
How many graduations have the University of Liberia, Stella Maris, Don Bosco, I mean, Tubman University? How many graduations have we had of electrical engineers? That's where your 20,000 engineers. When you add up all the electrical technicians, so we already have abundance of capacity. The other flawed policy is, why is LEC importing wooden poles when Firestone, where I was born and raised, they're making cement poles? What better way to create jobs, provide opportunities in this country than making cement poles to engage the youth of this country, create jobs at every level across this country, and use those poles for distribution poles? Jungle Power up in Ganta is a successful story. They're making cement poles. Liberians are doing it, and they've been able to build the grid, use that cross-border grid, and they've brought the power all the way down into Banga now from that same grid. So until the proper leadership is established at LEC, a new chairman of the board, another person designated as the CEO, and another person as the managing director, where you can have check and balances, and you have a board of directors of people who are competent with knowledge and understanding as to how important electricity is. And then they can drive this with the new leadership. And then we can decentralize LEC into every county in this country, build the poles and build the distribution, and move the Transco power into all of the different parts of this country. We're not going to get out of this wilderness. And this is something that's very critical.
Okay, this is Akina R. Phillips, an energy expert, a Liberian living in the United States, Texas to be specific. We are discussing Liberia's energy problem. He has been able, in his word, and I'm sure most of you are convinced he has been able to lay down the problem. It's about leadership and some misstep in the anticipation of electricity. The groundwork was not done for distribution, and he's giving out the solution. One solution is you cannot have an untrained individual in the position to take care of electricity when they are not trained. I'm asking a question. I thought he would have said, I'm surprised. For me, I'm actually not surprised. If football under this administration can be the least sports under this administration, anything that fails, you should not be surprised. Because the head of this administration was brought to limelight through football or soccer. What do you refer to? The Minister of Youth and Sports, Don the Justice of Mother Barrow before, stood between the poles and at the national level. Yet, see the budget to the national soccer team. No one should be surprised. Mr. Phillips, I'm on the website of the hydro plant, and they're bragging about 30% of the population has access to electricity. 30 out of 70, 30 out of 100. That is a disgrace. How do we turn this number around? And why should we even be bragging about 30% having electricity and knowing mathematically 30 is not even half of 50. I mean, half of 100.
In fact, let me expand on the word access. Okay, let me expand on the word access. Access is a very, very statistical word. Okay, so for example, if you go to a city that has, let's take Cotton Tree for example, right? Let's take Cotton Tree. Yeah. So if you say Cotton Tree has maybe 50,000, 75,000 people living there, Doylestown has another 75,000, and Unification Town or Smyrnotes has another 100,000 people. And you come and you put in one 500 kVA transformer in Doylestown and one in Cotton Tree and one in Smyrnotes. You can effectively say that Doylestown now has access to electricity. You can now say Cotton Tree has access to electricity, even though you've only provided the supply to a limited number of people. But for statistics, you can say they have access. And that's how the word access is played upon. Okay. So that's how, and the way to do it, let's take another practical example. Look at Kakata. The 66 kV line runs from Mount Coffee all the way through and goes up to Wiyala, passes right through Kakata. Go to Kakata tomorrow and find out and ask how many people are connected to Kakata on the grid. You're not even going to get 100 people connected to Kakata, but yet instead the grid passes right through Kakata. So statistically, you can see Kakata has access to electricity. It's a flawed solution. It is failed, and it's simply because you don't have the leadership that truly understands how important this energy is. So the only way to move this thing forward, let me just lay out my solution here. Give me about 2 minutes. You have a new incoming leadership, and they need a big infrastructure project that engages all Liberians across this country. And that one project needs to be a project that will tie in electricity as the foundation to build that national grid. It's called the National Electric Grid. And when you build that grid, what you're going to do, that grid will exist in every county. So that means, so that if people are talking about the county league now, right? The county league of sports. What better county league you can have is to have the counties to compete. Which county plants the largest number of poles, connect the most amount of transformers, and connect the most amount of meters. That's the best county league you can have. So if you look at the map of Transco, you will see that where each of the transformers are, you can then put each county to build their own section of the grid and tie it into Transco. Now, what do you use? You use the cement poles because, again, I'm sure everybody in Monrovia, Liberia today, all of us talk about what? The disadvantaged youth. Some people like to call them Zogos, but for me, I see them as a tremendous opportunity for low-cost labor that can build the cement poles, and we can use the building of the cement poles as rehabilitation for these young people in all of the counties, because every county has its own challenges with what? With youth unemployment. So what better way to create jobs at that level and stimulate the local economy in every county by building the poles, planting the poles, running the lines, putting in the transformers, and connecting the meters. So the 20,000 engineers that we have across this country, we can actively engage them in a national project that will build the foundation of electricity and then help this nation to rise, to attract the foreign investment, create jobs, get Liberian businesses working once again, to hire local people and attract our diaspora back to Liberia, and at the same time, foreign investors. Nothing makes Liberia more attractive to investment than electricity. And we have the abundance of electricity in this country at this time. But we have a poor leadership that has been driving us into this place called the Valley of the Shadow of Death. And now here we find ourselves.
Driving you into the Valley of the Shadow of Death. Do you have any policy paper written, I mean, that you can deliver to policymakers?
Well, the question now becomes, who are the policymakers?
The policymakers are the incoming. You already cast a dark cloud on the outgoing, that because of their insensitivity, leadership ability, ineptitude, we are where we are, walking in the shadow of the darkness. So I'm asking you whether you have anything written and printed out and compiled that you can present to the incoming policymakers.
Yes, I do. Yes, 100%. This is something that we've been, this is a rhetorical thing. We've been preaching, teaching, educating, informing about this. And this is, I mean, you see in my presentation, I have not even looked down at a piece of paper, because this is something that we've done, reviewed. I mean, we've crafted this thing from every way, from the Robert Morris campaign. And this was something that we put together, because every aspect of this nation, from education, telecommunication, justice, health. I mean, you look at every aspect of this country, nothing is going to fundamentally work and produce the fruits unless it is plugged in to the foundation of electricity. So we have a proposal, we have, the blueprint, and, my position is simply just to drive this thing, to make sure that Liberia is a place where everyone can indeed maximize their God-given talents, and for Liberian businesses to succeed, because there's been a fundamental failure at every level as it relates to the issue of electricity and energy in this country. We must not be. Let me just add this one point. When you go to Google on your computer, and you go to Google and you look up Transco CLSG, one of the greatest things has just happened over the past, 30 days for Transco. These guys have been able, Christopher, this is something that, I am so happy that I'm alive to see in my lifetime. These guys have integrated the power utility grid with about 12 countries, including Liberia, within the West African nation. The ECOWAS region. They have synchronized, tied the grids together. You know what this means? This means that West Africa now is functioning electrically just like the US, where power is moving from Texas to New Mexico, from New Mexico to Oklahoma to Louisiana. So now energy can move from Sierra Leone to Guinea, Guinea into Mali, Mali to Burkina Faso to Cote d'Ivoire, meaning that they're building they've built an infrastructure, tie this infrastructure together where Liberia will never be without electricity anymore. But guess what? We don't have the distribution in place. We haven't built the distribution.
Man, I don't understand. A lot of comments on social media. Let me guess. Timothy Marba is in India. He said Akina R. Phillips is an energy expert. He understands the issue. Dada Logan is watching it from London. Sabetus Kamara, yeah, good afternoon to you, long time. But here we are. And when you say this thing, it's like you are inciting people Sorry to say, for a better word, you try to build up tension, man. If you tell me we have abundance of electricity, but we still working in the valley of the shadow of death, then it makes me to hit my country. I don't know my country or the leaders, but here we are. Let me play you this soundbite.
Okay.
By the Minister of Finance. I don't know whether he's outgoing or the incoming president will keep him, but this is why he had to tell the people in Carisburg, those who have not seen electricity for over 30 years, or their homes let it up for over 30. This is why he had to tell them during one of their campaign trails.
So in a few weeks, about 4,000 households in Lima, another 4,000 in Bonga will be connected to electricity. Our Monica last night, you know what Monica told me? The energy man, he said, you're going to tell the president to tell the college of petrol. And you know, has been spoken out for the first time to qualify. We supply electricity to qualify.
Liberia has for the first time supplied or exported electricity to Cote d'Ivoire. Who is he speaking to? People who live, with no offense to them, in mud or shanty houses with no cable connection, and they're cheering him up. It's leadership issue, and it also has to do with patronage. The little they gave them, they cheered him up. I live in Broville. The president came down on his campaign trail. He told the people of Broville that he would have electrified Broville at least 300 homes, 3,000 homes before the October 10 elections. October 10, guess what? They connected, even with a fortunate transformer from the Hotel Africa transmission site, connected and came and stopped at Lord Kerry. You know where the electricity stopped? It stopped to an assistant minister of finance. Living, and then they said to hell with the rest of the people who live after Brovis to all the way to this place here, Poor River.
The Poor River, yeah.
So patronage comes with it too. Do I need to be that minister before I can get electricity? Or it is my right? Of course, social services is my right. Before we open the lines, that's those concerns.
Before we go to the line, let me just say this. Look, the thing is this. One of the challenges we have in Liberia, Christopher, is that we have what we call a lot of trees, right? We have a lot of trees, and these trees bear a lot of green leaves and a lot of beautiful flowers in and out of seasons. But none of these beautiful trees with all of these green leaves and all of these bright flowers, they never bring forth any fruit. They never bring forth any fruit. And I'm speaking about those who always despise that they know, right? So knowledge is fundamentally what? It's just information. But what good is the information if you have no understanding of the knowledge that you have? And then worst of all, you don't have any know-how or ability to apply it to produce the fruits. So this is where we find ourselves today. And the thing is, people, I mean, think about this before you open the lines. We ourselves as Liberians truly have not yet come to the understanding, Christopher, of how deep, how wide, and how high this problem of darkness has really been inflicted on this country. You have generations of young people since 1990, when this country went dark, who have been born into this darkness. And light, L-I-G-H-T, supports L-I-F-E. So if the mind have been in this darkness for this amount of time, what do you expect from that person? Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. So this is that's why for me as an engineer, as an industrialist, I am excited about West Africa right now, because there's no greater place to get a high return on your investment than West Africa. And Liberia is bordering one of West Africa's largest electricity or energy exporter. Now here it is, we're also bordering Guinea, that has what, 1/3 of the world's bauxite that is made into aluminum. Okay, and now with this Transco CLSG line feeding into Guinea with their hydros coming on, guess what? We are going to be right between two major economies. So the question for us now as a people, as a nation, what are we doing to strategically position ourselves so that we can be on the receiving end as a country that uses what? The US dollar as legal tender. We're still sleeping. Something as fundamental as going to Firestone to get the design of the cement poles, leadership sitting at LEC cannot do it. That I mean, from my point of view, that is so egregious to the young people of this country. That's why so many young people across this country do not even see a future in Liberia for themselves. Why do you think so many people want to leave this country and go to Ghana or somewhere else? It is simply because we have failed fundamentally with a leadership at LEC that truly did not even understand the importance of what had been given to them. And we failed. Here it is today now. We've got what 2 or 3 weeks? Inauguration, right? 3 weeks of inauguration. You're going to have foreign visitors flying into Roberts International Airport, and you're running on generators. So you expect a president.
And the worst of it is that, yes, we mentioned that the last time. One of the fire trucks brought in by the government is seized at the NPA on the fact that the vendor said unless government can pay the 412,000, they're not going to release the fire truck. The only fire truck, functional one, today participated in
putting out the fire.
Yes. Fighting fire today at the LEC transformer and did extremely well. So what if another one had happened at the airport and this one is being used right here? But guess what? The vendor, Cartox Motors, said they will not release the truck unless the government of Liberia paid 412,000 or them. And you know what? The worst of all is that the insurance has expired on the truck. The vendor is warning the government that anything happens to that truck, you'll be held responsible.
Again, it goes back to what? Understanding, the lack of understanding. You've got people who have knowledge, but they have no understanding of the information or the knowledge that they have. So again, they're not going to prioritize those things that are so critical to people who are from the outside. So now you want foreign leaders to fly into an airport, put their lives at risk to come to inauguration. I mean, and you've got a leadership where you've got one person trying to be the divine trinity and having a meeting with himself. So he's got one chair as the chairman of the board, another chair as the CEO, and another chair as the MD. So he can recommend, he can suggest, he can advise, and he can approve anything that comes into him because he's the same person. So one can only imagine what all has happened, transpired over the duration of their leadership at the LEC. I mean, it's a failure of epic and biblical proportions to see this nation sitting in the abundance of electricity. And this is something where Liberian businesses should be very, very upset because the LEC has cost them millions of dollars.
Will you accept an offer?
An offer to do what?
To head the LEC.
I don't seek any positions. I mean, God has blessed me in what I do, my career.
Please, this is a national service. Let me tell you, I said not soliciting position, but if I'm called, I will serve. Now, with this vast knowledge, which way you want to serve, the American people or the Liberian people?
The issue is I have a family. My family comes first. The Lord is clear. The Lord is clear to me. My wife is the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So
I know
happy
you have
wife,
to see your
happy
family,
home, happy life. So fundamentally, and again, you cannot help a leadership that truly does not want to be helped. That's just fundamental. This thing is not complicated. It's very, very straightforward, Christopher. You make the cement poles in every county. You run your distribution lines. You feed it into Transco. We have a very, very large and diverse commercial banking sector now. The banks will be very interested to approach the table and see how they can make investment. There's no better investment than investing in the utility. But again, energy is a business. Energy is a business. And if you don't understand the business, then how can you make the presentation to the banker who wants to invest his money? So this is where the challenge lies. This is where the challenge lies. You don't
Before
have
we
the
open the line, one of someone who is watching on, I think you are seeing the comments. Gaswa where he is asking whether you once upon a time worked with LEC or for LEC.
What was his question?
Did you work with LEC or for LEC before?
No, I have not worked for LEC. I'm just an electrical engineer. So and electricity is fundamental, transmission is fundamental, distribution is fundamental, is a science. So whether you did distribution at the University of Liberia or Ghana, the equipment is the same. So that's just yeah.
All right. So we are about to open the lines now. And please take your notepad with a pen. Copy the questions. Then I will give you right after the question, I will give you the opportunity to answer. Yeah, let me take this caller. Hello? Sorry, we missed out. 077-5144-278. Let me take this caller. Hello? Yeah, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Emma? Emma, are you there? Yeah, let's hear you. Okay, if the new incoming government asks you to come and serve your country, I think he said his family matters first. And hello? Let's hear you. So I said last year, you didn't want me to say how you feel again? Okay. Let me tell. Hello? Sorry, the line is jamming. 077-5144-278. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm Kofi Kamara calling from Rehab.
Kofi Kamara calling from Rehab. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. To be precise, elected president, president around. Okay, so, but Chris, I want to appreciate your conversation this evening with your guest. Now, you asked a question if there's an offer for you to come and, work for Liberia when it comes to our electricity in this country with respect to the kind of situation we face when it comes to electricity in this country, the way in which it has been managed with corrupt officials like, Samuel Fuel and I know very well. Okay, so I really want to know, maybe one of the condemnations, what we need really, I think, is what is the solution? The solution that we have put on the map when it comes to operating electricity, especially, if we have to bring in investment, under the new leadership. So that's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me improve the sound quality. Let me take the next caller. Hello? Hello? Let's hear you. Yeah, Gabriel, let's hear you. All right. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry. Hello? Let me see what I can connect from this end. Hello? 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 Let me see what I can take it from. Hello?
Yes, hello, Christopher.
Yes, this is Melvin Lackey. Yes.
Sir. Thank you for taking my call. The gentleman on the other side of the line clearly understands what's going on in Liberia. What I want to know, does he have any idea on how to prevent power theft? And can he be a consultant to the electricity leadership in Liberia? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have any solution to power theft? Can you accept to be consultant to electricity generation in Liberia? Let's take the next caller. Harford?
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris.
Let's hear you quickly.
It's that we are living in the midst of a water and we are testing. As I speak to you, there is no current in my compound. I'm in the heated area.
Man, I bet you know what you see. That's the problem I got with you. Yeah. When did you notice that there was no electricity?
I mean, I was sitting in the corridors. The power just went.
So that is less than what? That is less than a minute, right?
It should be going.
Man, for God's sake, I don't have electricity in Brookville for over 20 years. You are crying for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but this is the point. It should not be happening to a country that is 170 plus years or let's say about 200 years since it was established. It should not be happening. You should be having current there. We have a lot of rivers. Can this brother come and open and create a shutdown in each of these counties so that the electricity supply will be sufficient and efficient? Can he do that?
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take the last one. This one. Hello. Hello. Oh my God. Hello.
Uncle Chris, good afternoon.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Thank you.
The last caller.
My name is Aloysius P. Flomo Jr. and I come in from Lower Maghini County. I listened to your online studio guest. Let me commend him for his elaboration, most especially when it comes to his level of experience he brings to the issue that has to do with electricity. But I want to ask you this question. If you have someone that has all of those sophistication you talk about and you bring them to hear this particular electricity in our country, within a period of 6 years, do we think that the entire Liberia can be electrified, even supply current to other countries or neighboring countries?
All right, last caller. Hello? Hello? Oh, who's going to be the last one? Hello? Just last caller. You are the last caller. Hello?
Hello, how are you, Chris?
Yes?
Yeah, my name is Ebony and I come calling trip out to what Maghini.
Ebony, let's hear you.
Yes, I just want to say bravo to your online guest. I mean, he has added value to the character school. But my own appeal to him in the Liberian tongue is, Papa, you need to come over. You need to come over to help us share his expertise. We need him. We know that he's not going to leave his nursery, but we're just begging him in the Liberian tongue to come and help this country out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We can't take calls anymore. Phillips, you heard the callers, right? Man, it's the one you're muted. You are muted.
Okay, I'm back. I heard
the call for you to take an offer is overwhelmed.
Well, my main agenda right now, my main agenda right now is to bring this issue, this challenge, this problem of electricity, the lack of electricity, in the abundance of electricity to the forefront. Let's get it from the middle. Let's get it from the back. Let's get it from under the bed. Let's bring it in the living room. Let's bring it outside. That in the abundance of electricity, this country should not, must not, it cannot be in the darkness. The effect of this darkness has decimated this country. Number two, somebody called about power theft, right? So let's talk about power theft. Power theft is not a one-way thing. Power theft is a two-way thing, because if I mention this issue, trust me, your phone lines are going to light up again. People are talking about, I watched a show that was one of the LEC commercial managers who was on Prime FM some weeks ago. And he was talking about power theft and the importance of the MOU that is signed between the subscriber who gets the meter from LEC an LEC, and that anything that happens to that meter or whatever the case is, that customer, that client, that subscriber is liable, right? That they will be arrested if they don't do this, if they will be arrested if they don't do that. But let's talk about the other side of power theft. Is it not power theft when people pay their money for their meters and they have not received their meters?
That's power theft as well.
That's power theft. So the question now is, you've got thousands of people across this city who have paid their money for their meters. There are even thousands more who bought the LEC tokens and put it in their meter, but LEC has failed to deliver power to their area. That's power theft. So now, should the citizens rise up and go to the LEC compound and arrest the MD, the CEO, and the chairman of the board and the management, and lock them up in jail for power theft? So the memorandum of understanding of being an energy supplier to a subscriber works both ways. You have a responsibility to deliver that service, that energy, because the customer has paid for that energy. But because of the failure of the leadership to understand how important energy is, they take the people of this country for granted. And this is what has happened. So there are thousands of people across this country who have paid for their meters and they haven't gotten their service. So the issue of power theft, right, from the engineering standpoint, power theft is an indication that there is a demand from the public for this energy. And that demand can only be met through the expansion of the distribution grid into those areas where people need energy, because this electricity is the stimulant that the economy needs to create jobs and to build the private sector. Everybody in this country complains about corruption. Am I right, Christopher? Everybody complains about corruption. But the thing is, corruption in government can most times be reduced either two means: going after the corrupt officials, but growing the private sector. The private sector can only grow through the availability and the supply of electricity. There was another question about 6 years to build the national electric grid. So the grid basically is built in sections. Every county in this country will build their section of the grid. So let's take Buchanan, for example, Grand Bassa County. If you look at the map, the Transco substation in Grand Bassa County is 50% the capacity of the Mount Coffee Dam. When you read on the Transco website, the reason why they put that substation there was so that the distribution network will go all the way down to from Grand Bassa to Riverses to Sino to Grand Cru. And then the cross-border grid from Plebo will come the other way so that the whole Southeast can be electrified. The sad thing about this, Christopher, is this. You had a president from the Southeast. You had a finance minister from the Southeast. You had a Southeastern government. But look what they did to the people in the Southeast, even though the electricity was in Plebo and the electricity was in Grand Bassa. Look what they did to the Southeast. They kept their own people in darkness.
No, so, but you have to be clear. You have to be clear that they met the electricity in Plebo. They met it in Harper. They met the electricity in Grand Town.
Yeah.
In Dredge. They met it there.
Yes, exactly. This is my point. And they failed to build the grid at the local level. Now, consider this. There's a university in Maryland County. Last time I checked, it's called the Tubman University, right? The Engineering Technical University. They're graduating engineers. So where's the capacity issue of building the grid in the Southeast? You've got engineers graduating every year in the Southeast, but you don't put them to work to make the poles, to plant the poles, to put the transformers and build the grid in the Southeast. So the whole idea of this leadership at LEC, their failure has been to keep the Liberian people out of the process, as opposed to involving the people in the process. That's why you make the cement poles. You make the cement poles because you can create massive number of jobs at the bottom level. then the planting of the pole, you can stimulate and create more Liberian contractors to be subcontractors to LEC. You decentralize LEC in every county so they can build the grid and supervise the works. You tie that back to the what? To the project management unit that works out of the executive mansion, the PMU. So when you decentralize the PMU now offices in every county to oversee the building of the grid. Then you tie that into the Local Government Act, which is an extension of the executive by establishing a county leadership team that is also working with the PMU to make the poles, to plant the poles, to build the grid in every county. In 3 to 5 years, with commercial banking investment in building the economies in these counties, this country would never look like a country that went through a civil crisis. But the leadership is key. The leadership is key.
Well, thank you so much, Akina R. Phillips. What a wonderful in-depth analysis of our energy sector. Sometimes it's good to just lower down politics, interest in it, but this is a little bit tied into politics. And he has outrightly ruled out that the electricity problem is all about leadership deficit, and hopes that the new government can. So, Mr. Philip, do you, as I said, do you have a written policy? I want to give you a leeway where you can deliver it. The folks that are in the US right now, they can get it online or in hard copies. They left Washington, D.C., already headed for Minnesota. You can reach it out to them. Man, read the comments. Read the comments. Read the comments. Everything in your favor, calling on you to take the job. I don't.
My point is this, right? One of the things we need to move from, okay, we need to understand one thing. One of the great power of electricity is that it has an ability to empower people. And I firmly believe, I may be wrong on this, Christopher, but I firmly believe that electricity has been used as an instrument to oppress, to suppress, to manipulate, to dominate, and to control people in this country. Why do I say that? If you remember, the outgoing Minister of Finance and Economic Planning did an interview at ELBC, right? Where he talked about development being a disruptor of traditional Liberian politics. Those were his words. And why did he say that? Because you see, there are different aspects of development. You've got roads, you've got schools, you've got hospitals. But what good is a road if the road doesn't connect the cities? What good are the hospitals when the hospitals don't have electricity to run the advanced electrical equipment, the medical equipment that run on electricity? What good are the schools when the schools are not powered up with this same electricity to power up the technology to educate the young people? You see my point? So what do? You put the generators there because the generator will run for 2 or 3 or 4 months. And then what happens? The cost of running them becomes so high. So you got the school, but you got no power. So electricity by itself, if it is used in the wrong way, it can hinder growth and it can manipulate voters to vote a certain way. So when you bring electricity, what you do, you empower people to move into the private sector, and then you break the chains of bondage, and they can no longer be manipulated, controlled, or dominated to vote a certain way. And all of a sudden, you have independent and minded people because now they are empowered to earn, to provide for their families. You get my point? You see?
Yes. Time actually is against us now. We've gone beyond 1 hour. It's 16 minutes after 4 o'clock here in Liberia. And I guess it is 16 minutes after what hour?
After 10 o'clock in the morning. After 10 o'clock
in the morning. So I'll give you 2 minutes uninterruptedly to sign off your signature explanation as you sign off. But this guy, Dada Logan, living in the United Kingdom, said they fear people like Phillips. Yet these are the people that the country needs at this critical time. You think you're fair? We got in the next 3 minutes we should be signing off this segment.
Okay, so first and foremost, I don't want to say thank you, Christopher, for the opportunity to be on your program this afternoon. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to all the listeners for chiming in your comments. I appreciate them so much. Thank you for your time to listen and to be enlightened and to be educated about the challenges we face in our nation that we love so much as it relates to electricity. We do not have, as a country, we do not have the lack of electricity, but we have a failure of leadership in the energy or electricity sector that fully understands how important electricity is to the building and the progressively upward mobility of this country and its people. So with Transco CLSG, with the Mount Coffee Dam, and all of the other interconnections that have taken place with Transco across West Africa, within the ECOWAS region, Liberia is now situated and strategically positioned to have 24/7, 365 electricity. What we have a deficit in is a deficit in leadership that truly understands what it takes or what it needs that is needed to be done to build this national electric grid, distribute the power from the Transco power stations and into every county to get this country back running again. I firmly believe that the incoming leadership of Joseph Yima Boaka and Jeremiah Kuhn will take on this issue. I would not lower my voice. I will continue to do more presentations on this so that electricity becomes the #1 issue that they focus on in their first 100 days in office. Stabilize the Monrovia grid, get the economy going, get Liberian businesses back to working, create jobs, make the cement poles, and get the young people back to work so we can move this country forward. Thank you so much, Christopher.
Thank you. Akina R. Phillips, a Liberian living in the U.S. Of course, he's an energy expert. He's been giving his insight on how we stand, where we stand, and the solution to Liberia, a troubled energy sector. We take a musical break to be right back. Yes, sir. Who put me in this darkness? God, come down and pay my debt. The blind Moses, he calls himself. Joe Dida, you there in Henrytown? What's about Morris Buggerwee? Badra Sumaworo, otherwise known as Long Story. All of you there in Henrytown, Bapaloo County. What's about you, AC, the man with the largest saloon? Or boutique, sorry. Mama Angela, you there in Selita? That's Swameka District. I know you're dancing to this one. What's about the town chief? Fire Channel. Good afternoon to all of you at Selita. You know, the fight between Amara and Samuel, I didn't want to get myself there. But the way Akaros Gray and others coming in now, oh, you're in defense of the man who messes everything up, right? Okay, so we can't in defense of, we got some pieces of evidence. What is that? That one person owns this country? I beg you, yeah. From where? From where? Huh? From where? And you know, Samuel 12 message, Amara Corner, you say framework document is now a legal instrument to receive $37 million. But you signed $60 billion Liberian dollars treasury bill. Where is the legislation? This is exactly the reason why we told you to audit the Amara Corner government. And you said no. So now you come to say, man, come on, don't waste our time, man. We are gearing up for inauguration on the 22nd of January. Musa Belete infiltrating his way as usual. Liberian Capitol building. And I read about him on Google. It says a stylish Liberian politician. Hassan Belete. What's up, Chief? That guy's skin is thick. I don't have thick skin like him, man. No. George Sylvester Mulba, Acting Director General Civil Aviation, Director General Civil Aviation, National Chairman of the National Patriotic Party, and by extension, the Secretary General of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Take one person, 4 jobs. So I heard from my mother this morning, man, from Vonchama. I'm so happy. And she told me the pain that you're feeling right now, I cast it out of you, my son. And right away, I woke up and took shower and started coming to work. Shortly, we go to Bangabong County to talk to Magdalene.
This station rules the nation.
Me gotta tell me you wake up. Me gotta tell me you wake up.
Now, who understands spelling very well, please call me and tell me the meaning of this song. Or I can hear Kbini. In Loma will say Kbidi. In Pele, say Kbini. Come and pay my debt. That's all I can understand, my people. Yes, that person is on the line. Yes, hello. What's your name? Steven Jala? My man, I'm not interested in the last name I'm interested in. Jala. Okay, tell me, what's the meaning of this song?
The interpretation of the song is kind of payment there. You know, when you want to buy the
No, hey, I beg you. No, I beg you. This man said, no, Jala, don't do that to me. This man said, his condition. Somebody is responsible for his condition. He's visually impaired. He's asking God to come pay that. You're not talking about politician. Okay, John, thank you so much. I know where you want to go. I don't know where you take it. They got it. Yeah, man, they got it. I saw that they got it. They may walk. Hello? Yes. Huh? Kukele. Meaning what it means, Kukele. Oh, okay, Kukele. Okay.
Yeah, the guy got a lot of attachment on that music. First, he say he asking God to pay his debt, and all those that did come to him to get him blind, he should pay his debt. And he say again that even the clothes that he can wear, you know the cost.
Yes, that is the point. I want to hear you just the clothes that he wears, he doesn't know the color because of his impairment.
Yeah, impairment.
Yes.
The child that he born, you don't know how the child is looking.
Mm-hmm.
Even the food that they gave him, he wanted to the taste of the food, but he doesn't know how the food is looking. So he asking God to revenge for him.
Thank you so much. That all I wanted to hear. That all I want to go bring politics. Let me take this one from the top. Yeah, my man, what I call it, global man, you want to interpret better song? My man, you tell me what you say?
Song, if someone hurts you and you're asking God to pay your debt on the person to revenge for you, because
my man, go find place sleep, man. Man, leave this line. So that the people in Todokola told you say make a John Sunday Society?
That what we're talking here?
No, but I told you when like you went home, you said you went home to join the Silent Society.
But in Wapolu, there's a lady that joined both Silent and Polo Society.
That is once in a million. She's referred to as fuckbad, meaning she's 1 in a million. You don't know.
I was stabbing with her.
So, like, so you use her to join the other side, right? Go back. Congratulations to you, Madam Estelle Liberté. Come on. And your team, at the Liberia Broadcasting System, on January 8th, the commissioning of the first ever language radio station, 97.7. You play your part, man. I'll be there by my invitation as one-time Deputy Director General for Rural Broadcasting. I'll be there. All hail to Estelle Liberté's administration at the Liberia Broadcasting System. First ever. 100% vernacular radio station now in Liberia. First, it was Metro, resuscitated, and now this new one. Congratulations to you guys. I come in P4 or LBS1. Trust me, I'll call. I told you I'm going to catch you unaware. Madam Director General, Liberia Broadcasting System. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. Hello? You are live on State of the Nation. Hello? Do I have to call back? Let me do that. I think there's some glitches. Okay, so I think I got her. Ma'am, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, Madam Director General, Liberia Broadcasting System. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Anyway, I don't know what's going on. The phone is on. Oh, sorry. I will try once again. I just want to commend her openly on my program. First, Metro. Metro is exclusively news. Metro used to exist before 89.9, but they resuscitated it. And now is the brand new 100% vernacular. You will not hear English. Anybody who goes over there, madam, they say speaking Dale and say, I think so. That person not supposed to be there. I'll try again. LBS1. I'll try again. Oh, oh, I see what that's what I was telling me. Okay, so let me see what I can go to Bon County now to talk to Magdalene. That lady is on fire. She's from one place to the other, and everybody wants her to go speak somewhere. Yeah, let me see what she's doing there in Bon County. What she's doing there in Bon County. Let me see.
Press start to copy this song.
Our Father. Wow.
Okay, so here comes the co-producer of State of the Nation. Magdalene, good afternoon to you.
Jeff, how you doing?
I'm good, Madam. How are you?
I'm fine as well.
Okay, you sound like you're in a hollow area. I can hear the echo. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I just returned to the guest house.
Okay, you're there in Banga, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
You left early this morning. You arrived at nearly 2 p.m. And what is this trip about this time around? Are you being honored, or are you guest speaking somewhere, or you're doing some documentary?
Yeah, so a member of the Women's Alliance Network, sponsored by the National Democratic Institute with the International Women's Media Foundation. I'm here in Bone County to talk with female journalists in this part of Liberia. The topic remains supporting women in media and politics, and any violence against women in the media and politics as well. So we talk with women across the country and hearing what they say, what happens in the field. It's heartbreaking, but we need to get more of these stories from them. So you need to have some. You need to control. I need to control myself to get all of the information that it's not intended to destroy anyone. Tell them I don't need you to call anyone's name in this documentary. It's not intended to destroy. It's intended to create more awareness, to tell our male counterparts that they need to create more safer space in the media, in the media space, as well as the political space. So I'm here. I've been with 2 radio stations here in Banga, and I see them to be family now. We just from the restaurant, and they are with me here at the guest house. From there, I'll be picking up early in the morning. But I want to what I've gathered so far, it will be published. Yes, it will be published. But before it can be published, the males under the sound of my voice, we want most safer space in the media, because it helps women to be more confident. Like a young woman I just talked with, she said they don't. Some guys here they are just too much. They don't want to even allow you to learn. And there are so many things I'm hearing, and it gives me more energy to advocate more. It gives me more energy. It gives me more, zeal to carry on this awareness, because not many males in the media will know, especially that they need to create space. They need to stop the verbal attacks. They need to stop the physical attacks. And it's not only with the male, even the security apparatus, they do the same. And sometimes, it's so sad. But I can tell you, the awareness it's not something, it's an advocate, it's not going to just happen over the period. Others will grab it, others will, understand that they are not supposed to do it, and others will work along with us to ensure that, the space is more simple. But, others feel that, okay, you have to work for it, and you have to fight for it, and you're not competent, you're not good enough. In fact, and what I heard from even one of the young women yesterday, they will even go about insulting you. And even right now, a lawsuit has been filed against an individual in town. And we are telling her, yes, please do not take it for granted. He needs to
even though is in a court now, but that I don't want to call him gentleman. That guy was rude. He was indisciplined to that lady, and I think he needs to have his days in court.
Yes, and that's what we're telling her. So it's not his first time. I've been following him. Even when we went Sierra Leone, he dragged Madam Siada Johnson on Facebook, telling her all kinds of things she was there defending. And I said, no, leave him alone. Let him say whatever he wants. But it's not provoking, The There are times people will provoke you because you are a female and you are in the media. Yes, I will do it so, people who are closer to her, she will feel embarrassed. And she will feel embarrassed. They do it intentionally because they want to, they want you to lose track. So I told her, I said, David, you do not have to do this. If you keep, giving him, it will be like you are giving too much credence to what he said. And I try encouraging her, and yes, but now the case is in court. We want him to. There is something that we told her she's going to do. I don't want to talk too much, but he must do it. He must, be trained enough to respect women. We don't care whether he's a priest. He's straight in talking when he's a priest. Let him go and be to the place where all the priests can be. He cannot come on Facebook and be dragging people and be saying all kind of stuff. So I might be the next person that you'll come to, and I'm just waiting. I've already contacted my lawyer. Anyone, I will say this, any male in the media that will cross boundary with me, bullet me or see anything that does not, represent me, I will take you to court, and I will make sure you will spend enough money. Yes, you will spend enough money. You will be there, and you'll be answering all of the questions. We're not going to, so this will also go to the women. We cannot be on a man's back and telling them, say, you need to respect us, you need to be a safer space. And then women are fighting women. Women are going against women. For what reason? You're getting all of the trainings in the world and people online, in-person training, and you're spending all of the money on you. It's for you to support your fellow woman, and not for you to bully her, not for you to honor mine, not for you to denigrate any female, a fellow female. It's for us to collaborate, not to compete. And I see that merely in Fiji. I know we will just had a very successful elections, which of course I want to say thanks to Madam Zedaspa Josie, honor her leadership in very well and peaceful as well. But women in the future, they're talking business that women, women is always at the forefront. Yes, but we have to know that we need to be united. We have to know that things like some things that are not necessary should not divide us. The goal of Fiji should be to promote women instead of joining the males to honor the struggle. So I'm here in Bone County talking with few women in the media, and I'm having a really wonderful time. So it is not to tell an institution, oh yes, calling names and bringing people down and tarnishing the reputation of others. No, we're going to be very professional, and when we release our documentary, it's going to. If any male watching, he will say, "Yes, I think I need to, gravitate from where I am to, a more professional way in opening my arms where women can be able to, have more safe space in the media and as well as politics."
Okay, so that means you got your sampling views already recorded, right? And you are off. You return tomorrow.
I didn't get you.
You got all the sampling recorded, your samples recorded.
It's video documentary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All your interviewees, you got them recorded already.
Yeah, I got it.
So I can safely say tomorrow I will take leave of absence and you can do this show tomorrow.
No, if you say I will be full with paper.
I beg you, please come here. I beg you. I tire. I beg you, please come.
You're tired suffering.
Yeah.
If you think you're tired suffering,
Yeah.
tired suffering.
Yeah, man. I've
This
this. Yeah, this part of the year I'm always off for at least 2-3 weeks. Please.
I've suspended a few, and I was very blunt. I said, you are ready now to take 16 days leave, and you'll be like, my throat hurting, my feet hurting me, and my stomach hurting. Please come. So with the look of things, I think I'm going to be here for another 2 days, and I need a rest. I need to have some time out. And I'm really having a wonderful
Please,
time.
please tell your colleagues hi and wish them all the best in their career.
All right. So, yes, what is, you want to say hello to, you want to say something? You want to speak? Say hello. Hello.
How are you, ma'am? What's your name?
Rachel Cappy.
Rachel Cappy, you for what? Radio Bungies or what?
Yes, I work with Super Bungies.
Super Bungies, what role do you play there?
Well, I read news, I broadcast, and I produce a program called Women's Speech, where we discuss issues affecting women and girls in society.
Wonderful. I wish you all the best, man. Don't please keep your head above the water.
Okay.
All right. Maggie, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. All right. That's Madeleine in Bangor, Bond County. Let's go to this one here. It is 16 minutes after or up to 5 o'clock to sign off time, and the serious argument between Amara Kone and that of Samuel Twe. Mr. Twe, in all what you do, it will now hold water now if you go into the Ellen Johnson administration. In all what you do, it will now hold water now. When the people told you to do an audit, you people were rushing to take power and you forgot to know that today would have come. You say Amara has some missteps. Man, if you had conducted an audit, you would have noticed what you're seeing today, that he allegedly issued a $1 billion treasury bill without the legislature consent. The audit would have shown that. Besides that, you people going around saying Amara was dismissed from the World Bank because he's inept. I know very well, and I'll get all my facts. He ended his tenure, and by the time he was leaving, his alma mater, Harvard University, called Amara to be a guest lecturer. How can a person be called to be a guest lecturer who flunked? And you know Harvard, I don't have to tell you. Harvard University in Massachusetts, of all institutions. So do not, I'm not going to listen to you people. Let me read news coming from America. Let me read news. What is news, man? What is it? Let me read news coming from America. For the past 3 days, you people are sponsoring radio broadcasts here to tell the people that Boakai is terminally ill and is, terminally ill, meaning at the point of death, or it has to go for surgery. Well, that's your business. Yeah? But let me tell you where Boakai has been for the past 3 days. Because every time I go on my farm, people come to get the fact from me. What's going on? Why are you not telling us what's happening? Why are you not telling what's happening? So I told them, say, the best thing you can do is when you listen, when you know you're listening to a wrong radio station, tune it off. Go to a different person, different station. Go to a different station. When you know you are listening to a station that is inciting, go to a different station. Let me go to, I think Front Page Africa has a lot of them. Let me see what I can get Front Page. Then you will know. Liberians hosted a welcoming, a thank you program for Joseph Boakai and his party in the U.S. As a matter of fact, the folks will return on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve. Yeah. So, Liberians, those who are not educated, sorry for my word, we would help to educate them. We will demystify what people are telling, what people are paid to tell you. What people have paid to tell you, and some of those monies would have come to us if we had accepted. Please send me text. Anybody calling me, send me text. I don't want to be distracted by calls. Let me go to the front page. My computer is giving out. Let me use the phone. You say somebody was expelled, but that's between you and. But me, the records are there. You know the man is in. But that man gave you the first job in Liberia, as a focal president at Ministry of Youth and Sports. Later on, at the Millennium Challenge account as consultant before they open the way for you to go to ADB. Today, you want us after defeat. You want us to believe that this man is inept, and who's going to be listening to the kind of thing through all the year? Who's going to listen to it? You think Liberian people don't want to transform? They don't want to change? They don't want to change? This is not going to, it's not going to work. You can't keep using the people like that. It's not going to work. What we're supposed to be talking about now is the inauguration of the president-elect. And the committee has released, of course, it's on the 22nd of January. Before the 22nd, on the 19th, which is 19 or 20, 21st, something like that, they're going to have a mock service at the Benson Street. I'm trying to download it to read it out. Mock service at Johnson Street, Islamic service. The Secretariat of the Inaugural Committee for the 22nd January 24 inauguration of President-elect Joseph Boakai and his Vice President Jeremiah Kun has released the itinerary for the ceremony, announcing the seat of the legislature, the Capitol building located on Capitol Hill. The Capitol building, the seat of the people, is where the inauguration is going to be. It's going to be. In a statement released to the press today, which was yesterday, the National Steering Committee, through this secretariat, disclosed that the inaugural ceremony will be preceded by several events, including a prayer service in the Benson Street Mosque on Friday, 19. That was last Friday, January 4, to be followed the next day by a youth concert, which venue is undisclosed. In continuation of the inaugural activities on 21 January, an intercessory service beginning at 10 a.m. will be held in Pinsville City edifice of President-elect Joseph Boakai's place of worship, the Effort Baptist Church. Therefore, the following day of 22nd January, the swearing-in ceremony of the president-elect and his deputy will take place on the grounds of the legislature, to be followed by presidential luncheon at a venue the National Inaugural Steering Committee is yet to announce. So you'll just be there. The only problem I get with this release, the president, let's say he wants a moderate. That luncheon there, we don't want to see Hennessy XO. We don't want to see champagne. It should be water. We all go home the following day, let this man start this job and tell us why he took this job and whether he can perform. You leave all this luncheon, man. We've long been having luncheon. We have 200 years of existence here. We brought people from America. We danced and went to a hotel. We drank and left empty cans all in the street. Liberian men luncheon. Yeah, I know guests will come. Guests will come. And those guests that are coming, we have to do something at the Roberts International Airport. We have to do something. And the young man there, Martin Hayes, he's just a victim of the circumstances. Everybody just blame him, everything that comes. If you go deep into this thing, when I tell you what happened, he himself, he can ask me, how you got to know all these things? They decided, the fire truck, they decided to put it into the account of RIA. He said no. You know, when someone retired, not retired, or who got affected by that thing. What happened when they held the aircraft hostage? When my girl went there, one of those who were affected, the president keeps giving me information. So even though I was laid off, but that man refused for the money to go in. Said that the Ministry of Finance itself procured the truck. When it comes, we receive it. They went through Qatar Motors. I read the information to the letter. Qatar Motors warning the government of Liberia in the Republic of Liberia, not in the Republic of Lebanon, but here in the Republic of Liberia, telling you if you don't take the truck or you don't pay this money, the truck will not leave from here. And by the way, the insurance has expired on this truck. Anything happen, you will hold yourself responsible. How much is this? How much is it? $412,500. That's all Liberia is supposed to pay. Is this? Then you leave today. The transformer intended to let up the Roberts International Airport perpetually now. There is no more generator. Was got up by fire today, and all installations there burned down. Before the RIA truck could reach there, it was late. And I saw a photo of it. I called Martin. He said yes. In fact, when I was talking to him, I heard it. Serene in the background, and I said, "What's Serene going?" He said that a fire incident is going to. Meanwhile, a fire truck is seized right here by a vendor. Then we sit and hold the lady listening to rhetoric from policymakers. You think we're not tired? We're tired. We're tired. When you knew that Amara did some misstep, when Amara left, Burma Kamara came. Burma Kamara leaving, he begged you people for audit. And you know what? It's statistics by one Liberian in the U.S. who just returned to the U.S. I'll talk on it tomorrow. 90% of Liberians, the sample size that he collected, 90% of Liberians I'm calling on Joe Barker to do an audit. If he did not do an audit, that is where his problem is going to begin. Let's sit down. Amara versus what the man in this that breeze. We're not going to listen to that. We're not listening. Now you're giving reason why the coalition lost. It's good that you give reason that Carlos Gray is quoted by Front Page Africa. That failure within the government and the party. Then why you can't keep calm so power can transform peacefully and then we move on. Already, the face of CDC said the party is young, the movement is young, 2029. Instead of you planning to hold this government feet to fire, which is good, you're supposed to be re-strategizing for 2029. And you know why I said that? Because when you took over, you were given 6 years. You left the 6 years, you start counting 12 years. Anyone who talked to you then was 12 years from now will turn over. You forgot to know that 6 years is the mandate, not 12 years. When we received call from Samuel 12 on Punch FM situation, he said, for the next 12 years, as long as we remain in power for 12 years, you will never hear Punch FM. But that proved him wrong. And he has his own baggage running on. I had a workshop with trying to build up the Punch FM people as a consultant. As a matter of fact, I was the first station manager. But you know, we had to give we had to get a chance to the incoming now, and we had to plant the new mat on the old one. It is 1 minute after 5 o'clock. Somebody wanted to call me and say they want to talk on the radio. They want to talk. Let me see what I can get the president. The president is up. Just the last call. Let me just call the president, then we can move on. So tonight or tomorrow morning or whatsoever, y'all go listen to your radio station again and say Barker died. Y'all go. For me, I can't. My journalism is not like that. My journalism is not like. Who is the president? I'm trying to get the president, man. You listen and call me now, Chief. Call me. I tell you, this is the president, right? Let me try to call the president. So we're winding up now for today's edition. Tomorrow we'll be here. Hopefully Madeline will be here as we sign off. Oh. Mm. You call me, please let me talk. Oh, I really enjoyed the show. Please let me talk. Me and I'm calling you. You see that? Yes. So that's how we go home on this edition of State of the Nation. Thank you so much for your patience. Thanks for tuning in. And hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Uncle.
Oh, Chief, you the one wanted to talk?
Yes.
On what?
I wanted to give your statement of concern about the finance ministry.
No, Chief. They're not the person yet. No. We're talking about the energy sector. Sorry about that. I can't. You see, little things. A corruption right there. Maybe hustle my way through here. Amen. I'll see you on tomorrow. Yes. Christmas. Wait. Something is happening. There's several confusion within the home now. As I'm sitting here, my daughter is calling me back to back. I don't know what to say now. But this is a drama. Yeah. This is a drama between. I have to play before I sound. What happened? Christmas. Son. Okay, I think it's son and dad. Oh, I guess he will. Okay, I'll play tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll play tomorrow. The father and the son, they have an argument about the father not forthcoming, and the boss say all the chicken the father been stealing the community. You go tell the Uno. I'm big here. I see. You know, that's why when you do your letting, don't include your children. The boy is rebelling now against his father. Say you don't want to give me Christmas clothes. I come and go tell the man that all your chicken been getting busy. And you been kidding it. We eating it. Because of that, the man was forced to give Christmas clothes to the boy. Okay, so see you tomorrow. It's 5 minutes after 5 o'clock.